This year has been an absolute dumpster fire. I'm sure all of you watching can agree with that. But luckily, at least for me, it zipped by, and it's very, very hard to believe that I'm already making another one of these videos. It's almost scary how fast time can fly, right? But anyways, in the midst of everything that's been going on in the world and in my personal life in this year alone, I felt is it really that important to keep tabs on the latest YouTube drama so I can compile a list to make this video at the end of the year? But I felt, why not? These videos are fun, and it's nice to escape for a little bit from all the horrible shit that's been going on in the world and in your personal life, and just pay attention to another YouTuber for a little bit who's in some hot water currently and whose life is probably an even bigger dumpster fire than your own. And if they're a bad enough person, you can be like, hey, this person is going through worse shit than me, or this person is getting scrutiny in mass and it's making them feel horrible. I can feel good about myself because at least I'm not going through that, right? Yeah, I know, that's very sadistic of me. Oh, boo hoo. Anyways, I got some doozies for you this year, and without further stalling, let's get into the 10 worst YouTubers of 2020. At least in my book. Robert Storm seems to be your typical neckbeard, anti-SJW, anti-woke movie reviewer, video game reviewer, whatever the fuck else reviewer. I don't really exactly know because I don't watch his garbage fucking channel. Think of the quartering, but much less successful at the grift. But anyways, the only reason this guy blipped on my radar was because earlier this year he went mega viral for freaking the fuck out in video form over Parasite winning Best Picture of the Year. Basically, his main gripe was, Parasite is a foreign film. They speak Korean, and Parasite already won Best International Picture, so why do they win Best Picture of the Year at the Oscars? The American Oscars. Basically, he's a racist show that doesn't like seeing a Korean film win Best Picture of the Year because the entire film was in a completely different language that isn't his own, and that scares him, I guess. And also, it's more evidenced by the fact that he admits in the video that he has not seen Parasite. He hasn't seen 1 second of the film. He claimed to not know anyone who even saw the film. So obviously he doesn't know whether this film is actually deserving of the Best Picture of the Year award or not. So it's really just based entirely around the fact that this film is a foreign film. It is in Korean. He says The Joker was a way more deserving film to win Best Picture of the Year. His reasoning for this is The Joker is a movie about people that society tends to not want to pay attention to. The mentally ill, the outcast, the underprivileged, except Parasite is also exactly about this. Not to give away too much about the film because I implore you all to watch it. It is excellent, trust me, but Parasite does an amazing fucking job at contrasting the lives of the privileged people within society compared to the underprivileged people in society. And again, Joker does exactly this, so I don't see why he says, oh, Joker is the more important film to talk about because it touches upon these very same subjects that Parasite also touches upon. Oh yeah, by the way, I didn't watch Parasite, so I didn't know it touches upon these very same subjects, so I'm making myself look like an even bigger fucking idiot than I already am. So yeah, it is entirely, 110% definitely, no doubt whatsoever in my mind, racism that is making him say, this film doesn't deserve to win Best Picture of the Year. He says it's part of some quote-unquote woke agenda. He even says 1917 should have won Best Picture of the Year instead of Parasite, even though before he said international films shouldn't win Best Picture for the American Oscars, even though 1917 is a British film. So again, it's definitely racism. It's basically him saying, why did a non-white movie win? I don't like that. This is in a different language. Ugh. The silver lining to all this is that this guy got so much backlash for this. It is unbelievable. He took down his video ever since, and basically the guy is just a huge fucking laughingstock now that no one really cares about aside from just remembering him as that one goofball, one racist goofball, I should say, that raged about Parasite winning Best Picture of the Year. Like, yeah, that's some real important issue you should be raging over, definitely. But it also gives me a little bit of hope because usually people who go on racist tirades like this on YouTube get mostly praise, and this guy got the complete opposite of that, and that just makes me feel so good. We should definitely shame and embarrass racists as much as we can here on the internet, because unfortunately the internet is infested with absolute stupid, bigoted shitheels like this guy. Blaire White has always been nothing but a grifter and a token for transphobes. Her whole career is basically her just saying, I'm the one good trans, let me make this video making fun of other trans people and saying how icky, dirty, and stupid other trans people are. By the way, did I not mention that I'm the one good trans? Please accept me, bigots. Finally, people have been waking up and realizing this, because in September, Blaire uploaded a video about why trans women should not compete with cisgender women in women's sports, and she used a trans athlete named Janae Marie Kroc as an example of this. Only problem here is Janae doesn't actually compete in women's sports, she competes in men's sports. Janae was yet another trans person who was at the receiving end of Blaire's harassment, and after receiving harassment from Blaire's transphobic, toxic fucking fan base, Janae released a statement saying she does not compete in women's sports, and Blaire fabricated her story. And Blaire eventually apologized for this in tweet form, not even in video form, and it took her fucking weeks to take down the video where she chastises Janae for something Janae doesn't even do. Eventually, Blaire did take down the video after the hate she received just kept on skyrocketing, and eventually Blaire did address this in video form, but instead of titling the video something like, addressing my mistake, or better yet, an apology to Janae Marie Kroc, she titles it Let's Talk, giving her fans the impression that, oh, this is just a simple channel update video, or something along those lines. It's not really worth watching, so most of her audience didn't even fucking see the video. It only got like 200,000 views, which is lower than most of her other videos, so she was still trying to sweep this under the rug, trying to make sure that most of her audience doesn't catch wind of this. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case, because Blaire's subscriber count has been dropping and dropping and dropping ever since this whole ordeal went down, and it's still dropping to this day. She did reach 1 million subscribers briefly, but now she's down, at the time of recording this, to 944,000 subscribers. Ouch. Fucking ouch. But you know what? I don't feel bad at all, because Blaire, for years on end, has kickstarted harassment campaigns against trans people, and has, again, always branded herself as the one good trans and spreading transphobia. It's only right that she's finally getting her just desserts. It's only right that she's now getting the scrutiny in mass. This is just simple karma, and I'm happy your fans are finally turning on you. And I know, some people have been saying, well, why are her fans turning on her now? She's been like this for years. In like the past year and a half, Blaire inserted herself into the tea spilling community, or whatever the fuck it's called. She's associated herself with people like Shane Dawson, more on him later, and Jeffree Star, and she gained the sector of her audience that doesn't exactly care for the political commentary and is just there for, again, her collabs with people like Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, and her spilling the tea on the latest big Predator or something like that. And it's mainly just comprised of, like, teenage girls, and they, again, never really cared for the political commentary stuff or the transphobic stuff, so they didn't really watch that. But when this got the attention it did, those sector fans started turning on her. Of course, she's always going to keep the transphobes in her audience. They don't give a fuck at all, but I'm glad that Blaire is losing a significant portion of her fan base, because, again, it's just simple karma after all those years of harassing other trans people. Only fair, right? Anyways, let's move on. Jaystation is a YouTuber that needs no introduction, and is also a YouTuber that I've thoroughly avoided putting on these lists, because everyone knows Jaystation is bad. This horse has been beaten so fucking much post-mortem. What else can I really say that no one else has said? Well, nothing, but quite frankly, what Jaystation has done earlier this year is just absolutely reprehensible, and I really couldn't conceivably come up with any explanation that would justify him not being on this list, because back in January, as you all know, Jaystation claimed that his girlfriend at the time, Alexia Morano, died in a car accident, and he was all emotional in front of the camera. Oh my god, my girlfriend died, this is so sad. And of course, his audience was sending their condolences and saying, oh my god, we loved her so much in her videos, may she rest in peace. Turns out that was all a hoax, and he admitted admitted it was all a hoax just to boost his views and subscriber count. Like, how fucking broken does your moral compass have to be that you would willingly lie and prank your child audience into thinking that your significant other is dead, and your significant other has appeared in many of your videos, so your said significant other would have some kind of connection to your child audience? Like, I really don't understand. Oh, it's just to boost my channel and subscriber count. You really don't think that would eventually backfire in your face so fucking hard? Like, someone would spot your girlfriend somewhere because she is also a public figure. And this did indeed backfire in his face really, really hard. After suspicious viewers started questioning this story, he again came out and said the story was a hoax just to boost his channel in popularity. And shortly after that, YouTube demonetized his channel permanently. He cannot make money off of his stupid videos anymore, and thank God for that, because really the only thing that drove this man to do the horrible things that he has done on his channel was money. He wanted views, subscribers, all just so that cash could keep flowing on in, and he doesn't have that cash cow anymore, and thank fucking God for that. And to rub some more salt on the wound, shortly after his channel got demonetized, Jaystation got arrested for assault charges. Apparently he was also physically abusive to that same girlfriend that he said was dead, and apparently he also assaulted her with a weapon. The weapon used in every article I read regarding this case was never specified, but apparently this did happen, and he got arrested for it. Of course, he's released now, but I don't really know any updates to the story. I don't know if it's true or not. I would not be surprised at all if it was true, considering how much of a piece of shit this guy is. But regardless, this guy is truly human scum, and truly one of the biggest fucking shameless whores on this platform. Shameless fucking scumbags on this platform. And I am so glad, again, that he can't make any money on this platform anymore. And also, I'll admit, when I made that video saying Jaystation will be remonetized eventually when the drama dies down, and things will be business as usual for Jaystation, I was wrong. I was dead wrong. And I'm happy to admit that, because again, this guy's just a huge fucking scumbag, so I'll concede on that. And also, Jaystation blocked me on Twitter when I made fun of his floundering career. That doesn't really have much relevance to anything, but I just wanted to mention that in this video. Moving on. This one's pretty weird, because it's obvious Chris Hansen is someone who is not known for being a YouTuber, nor is YouTube his main occupation, but obviously YouTube has been a big focus of his for the past year or so, so I say this counts. So, in 2019, Chris Hansen saw a huge resurgence in popularity when he decided to look into the Onision case and interview Onision's victims like Sarah and Shiloh. And if you don't really know the ins and outs of that, I'm not going to get into that here because that would take way too long, and plus you can watch Hansen's interviews themselves. They're actually really informative and really in-depth and honestly really disturbing interviews, but Chris Hansen seemed to be a force of good and promised Onision's victims that justice will be served for this case. But that didn't end up happening. Chris Hansen actually exposed himself for being a huge fucking clout chaser, and pretty much sold the rights to the Onision story so he can make an Onision TV program. So essentially, Chris Hansen got into this because he just wanted to make some good money off of it. Fuck the victims. Fuck what he promised them. We're gonna seek justice. I got the right connections. We're gonna make sure Onision is brought to justice. And nothing ever happened. Nothing ever came of that. Again, Chris Hansen just wanted to make some quick bucks off of the Onision case and be seen as the hero of the whole Onision story. I'm the guy that brought Onision to justice. Oh wait, that didn't happen because I'm an incompetent fucking fool and don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I'm just a gigantic fucking clout chaser and saw this huge story surrounding a once prominent YouTuber who has since been exposed to be a predator. That's perfect for me because I'm Chris Hansen, the To Catch a Predator guy. Fuck you, Chris Hansen. I used to actually kind of respect Chris Hansen and see him as some kind of legend, I guess. Maybe that's a poor choice of words, but I always saw him as a force of good. You know, the guy that brought predators to justice. You know, the scum of the fucking earth. And now it's proven that Chris Hansen himself is part of that scum. Now, of course, Chris Hansen himself isn't a predator, or at least in the sense that he is a child predator, but a predator in the sense that he just wants to leech off of other people's misery. He wants to leech off of victim stories so he can make money off of it. fuck you. It's really incredible how launching a YouTube channel just a little over a year ago could absolutely tarnish decades upon decades worth of excellent reputation. Let's move on, shall we? Kobanermoney456 was a gaming channel best known for his Sonic Let's Plays. I watched him rather on and off in middle school, more so for his Let's Plays of Nintendo games like Nintendo Land or New Super Mario Bros. U. But then in 2018, after he long since blipped off my radar, he kind of fell off the face of the earth. He stopped uploading abruptly, and he hasn't uploaded a single video since. Or has he? Well, ever since his disappearance, it has been exposed that Kobe has been stalking and harassing a woman by the name of Kat Hartwell, who he has known for many years. He was pretty abusive towards her, and after she made it more than clear that she wanted nothing to do with him, he still couldn't leave her alone. So she made it public that he was this way, and that kind of sort of made him disappear off the face of the earth. Until just a month ago, when he made a secret channel called Personal, where he uploaded really psychotic rants about the world having a conspiracy against him or something crazy like that. But more importantly in these videos, he brought up Kat, and oh my god, he went completely off the fucking rails. He was threatening her safety, her life. He was even uploading her personal information like her address on YouTube for all of the public to see, and even titling his videos horrible things like "I'm gonna pin my knee down on your neck to death like George Floyd" and other horrible things like that. And I'm gonna do something that I haven't done before in these videos. Let the videos he made speak for itself, because holy shit, I could not do these videos justice if I just simply described what he said in these videos. So I'm gonna play some clips of some of the more disturbing things he said about Kat, so be warned. Anyways, here's him threatening to put holes in her body.
All this stuff. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of holes in that boat, bitch. And I want the feds to find out. I want the feds to find everything on you. They're gonna find everything on you, Katie. They're gonna find you've been lying and slandering me the whole time. And oh my god, man, don't you bring the bloodline back, bro. Don't you bring the bloodline back, because damn, bro. Oh my god. I just, I pray for my soul, man, because my soul has been wanting to just be like, Stephen Frost, just hit the big red button. You could just drop it like Dr. Eggman Master, playing it up like 7 years, bro. Ever since a motherfucker tried to take my channel down. Gamer God, I've been thinking, if someone actually tried to kill me, what would I have done, So, all these...
Here's him saying he wishes he could hurt her, or in his own words, break her, quote unquote, and even admitting that those thoughts bring him pleasure.
Stuff for years, it's built up. I haven't hit them once. I haven't hit a single person. But you know something, bro? I think I could just break like anybody, man. Like I'm telling you, man, I could dent metal easy. It's like exhilarating. It's so exhilarating. Oh my god, I want to lose my mind sometimes. Like, oh my god, I can't believe these motherfuckers.
And perhaps the most extreme clip, here's him fantasizing about cutting her up and even mutilating her genitals.
Like, that's the thing. Katie has been saying stuff like stab him. He deserves it. She's been doing stuff that's been crossing the line that if I weren't a Christian, bro, like anybody would have just flayed this cunt by now. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like it would have been like, like there would be no pussy lip. This is just like, people talk about those meat flaps. Don't be shaming the pussy though. But like straight up, like, there ain't gonna be no meat flaps or nothing. And also,
so yeah, this guy is a sick fuck and a total fucking creep. Like, I know he has problems, he's very mentally ill, but still, people like this, I don't even know if he could really help them. I mean, he's tried to get help. He admitted himself into a mental ward a few years ago. That obviously led to nothing. And, you still have a whole bunch of Kobe fans saying, "We love you, Kobe, even though you made all these horrific threats towards a woman. We still love you. Please get the help you need." He's not going to listen, and all of that effort you're putting into your comments saying how much you love him, how long you've been supporting him, and how much you want him to get the help he so desperately needs is futile. It's not going to fucking matter, because I'm sure he thinks he's completely sane, he's completely in the right, so how can you, an anonymous commenter, convince him otherwise? You really can't, so all you can really do is just sit back and watch the train wreck unfold, as horrible as that sounds, that's all you can really do in a situation like this. But Kobe aside, I really do hope that Kat stays safe, and I really do hope Kobe does nothing to Kat or the other people he's been threatening in these videos. She's the real victim in the story. Kobe isn't. Kobe is the abuser. Kobe is the person who has been making these threats and stalking her for years on end. He is not a good person. He can say all day and night, "Oh, I love his videos. He seems so nice in his videos." That was all a front for YouTube. Everyone, to an extent, is a persona here on YouTube. And that's just something that you need to learn and accept about people you watch on YouTube. But yeah, anyways, moving on. Antoons is a Nazi cartoonist who is best known for drawing cartoon and video game characters on their deathbeds. It's something I don't really understand all too well, but thankfully that's not why he's on this list, so I don't need to go through all the trouble of explaining that for all of you who don't know. The reason he's on this list is because a few months ago he got into a public argument with another Twitter user named PuppyChan. PuppyChan is a trans girl who was at the receiving end of so much harassment from not only Antoons, but his very toxic and bigoted fan base. Antoons routinely attacked her for being trans and had a very, very unnatural fixation on her genitalia. And Antoons even went the extra mile and made a video game where PuppyChan is featured in it, and her special powers is shooting out of her genitals. And to top it all off, to just put the little cherry on top, PuppyChan is 17 years old and Antoons is a grown-ass fucking adult. So that just adds an extra layer of creepiness to the story, doesn't it? But anyways, Antoons' harassment campaign ended up backfiring very badly in his face after PuppyChan's followers began attacking him, in reciprocation of him attacking her and him weaponizing his fanbase to further harassment her way. And eventually more and more people caught wind of this story and began attacking and criticizing Antoons en masse for his mass harassment campaign against PuppyChan. And eventually this got so bad for Antoons to the point where he had to privatize his Twitter. What a fucking coward, dude. You can certainly dish it out, but you certainly can't take it when the same is done to you. And I'm glad the same was done to you, because what you did was absolutely fucking disgusting, and not to mention just downright fucking creepy, because imagine fixating this much on a 17-year-old's genitalia. Like, you are a grown adult, and you care this much about a trans teenager, and especially their genitals. Like, I'm not gonna make any hardcore assumptions here, but I say any grown adult who cares that much about a minor's genitalia has something wrong with them. Just at least a few screws loose. And here's the best part. YouTube wasn't his main source of income. Instead, he was actually a teacher. Yes, believe it or not, vile scum like this can actually be in positions of authority over children. That is a very scary thought, but his employers caught wind of all of this shit he's been doing on social media, and they fired him. You got your just desserts. Have fun finding another job now that you have this shit attached to your reputation. Maybe being a vile, hateful piece of shit doesn't work in the long run. Cosmodore was a rising star within the cartoon reviewer community, and in December of 2019, he posted a confession onto Twitter, stating that when he was 19 years old, he was in a relationship with a 15-year-old girl. But unfortunately, this confession fell on deaf ears as he deleted the Twitter post shortly after he posted it. But then in June of 2019, he announced on his YouTube that he will be taking an extended break due to quote-unquote personal issues. A month later, it was revealed that these personal issues had to do with his relationship with this 15-year-old girl. Now, the entirety of this relationship stayed strictly on Discord, although Cosmodore did plan on meeting up with this girl in real life at an anime convention or VidCon, but then he couldn't because, in his own words, he dented his wallet after buying a gaming PC, so he couldn't buy a ticket and fly out to meet this girl and do God knows what with her. Throughout the entirety of this relationship, Cosmodore would regularly send this girl Rule 34, which is essentially drawn porn for those normies who don't know. And Cosmodore would regularly ask her how comfortable she is with this, and she would confirm that yes, she is comfortable enough for him to continue to pursue this relationship and continue to send her fictional porn. And he took that as a cue to keep pushing this relationship and making it go further and further. And basically, he was grooming this girl into eventually seeing him and, doing whatever the fuck he planned on doing with her. I mean, connect the dots. I'm sure it's not very hard to imagine what he wanted to do with her. Eventually, she broke it off with him, and he was obsessively stalking her on every piece of social media you could imagine. He knew her name, he knew her location, he even tried to get in touch with her close friends to try to get to know more about her, and try to pretty much weasel his way back into her life even after she made it clear that she did not want to be with him anymore. But he could not accept that and continued to stalk her and continued to harass her in attempt to get her to be with him again. Cosmodore has made various statements saying he is sorry for his actions and that he respects the privacy of this girl, but that is clearly not the case and is only lip service to make himself just look ever so slightly better in this situation. I mean, you still kind of can't get back from, being over the age of 18 and trying to pursue a relationship with a 15-year-old, but, just the stalking is just the little cherry on top that makes you a little bit worse of a person than you already are. And Cosmodore makes pretty abundantly clear in his statements that the thing he cares the most about is his internet reputation, not the fact that he harassed and emotionally abused a young girl that he tried to pursue a relationship with, despite being over the age of 18, just the fact that he might not be able to make a comeback after all of this was brought to light. Way to go, dude. Way to go. Way to show where your morals are actually at. Fuck the people who are at the receiving end of my horrible actions. It's just the fact that my internet reputation may be done for. That's what matters to me. It shows that this guy is not sorry whatsoever, does not give a shit about what he has done. He only gives a shit about the fact that he gets hate on the internet now, and people will forever remember him as that one creep who tried to pursue a relationship with a 15-year-old girl. And apparently this girl is not the only victim of Cosmodore's actions. Fellow cartoon and children's movie reviewer Ellis Mark has come forward and said that Cosmodore also tried to groom him, and at the time, Ellis Mark was 16 years old, so who knows how many other victims are out there? Who knows how many other people Cosmodore has tried to groom? How many underage people Cosmodore has tried to groom, I should say. It's really disgusting, and again, this guy, it's abundantly clear that this guy does not give a shit at all. He is probably continuing to do this shit under wraps, until, that's inevitably brought to light as well. This guy just does not deserve a platform. He uses his power and influence on YouTube to groom these underage people, these underage fans and associates, and I really don't understand why his channel is still in existence, even after he himself deleted it and somehow got it back. It's still in existence. He's probably still using his power and influence to groom people, and who fucking knows how many people are at the receiving end of this. I'm sure not everyone has come forward and said Cosmodore has tried to groom them when they were underage, or they're still underage. This guy needs to be deplatformed. Plain and simple. Every child predator should not have a platform at all, but especially if you are a person with a large influence and using said influence to groom children, you 110% do not deserve a platform. Zero was a very prominent figure within the Smash Bros. Community, and was one of the many popular figures within said community to be outed as a predator this past summer. This all snowballed after online artist Jacqueline Cho, or best known by her internet alias, Jizu, claimed on Twitter that Zero harassed her at one of Sky Williams' houses, which Sky Williams is a Smash Bros. YouTuber, and he rented houses for various players to live in if they wanted to pursue their passion and make a living in California without having to live there on their own if they could not afford the expenses. So basically, these houses would be rented out by various players, and these houses became havens of abuse and rape of especially underage people. And basically, Sky Williams turned a blind eye to all of this, so think of him as essentially the Jeffrey Epstein of the Smash Bros. Community. But I digress. She claims Zero harassed her at one of these houses and even showed her hentai and Craigslist sex worker ads when she was at the age of 15. Other players came out and corroborated the story and said yes, this did happen, and yes, Zero is a predator. And then things just continued to get worse for Zero. A girl by the name of Katie came out and detailed a story that lasted from September of 2014 to January of 2015, when she was at the age of 14. Basically, Zero manipulated her because she was so starstruck she was talking to someone as high profile as Zero within the Smash Bros. Community, and basically used her to ask sexual favors of her. He would call this 14-year-old girl things like kitty, kitten, honey, and even say she was all his, and he would manipulate her into thinking that she was the one with the problem, she was the one that was the pervert, because he was the one flirting with a 14-year-old girl and basically playing mind games and making her think that she was the one doing a bad thing. She was the one making him be attracted to a fucking 14-year-old girl. And it gets worse from there. He also then asked her to take pictures of herself masturbating with ice. She never did this, she declined, but still, this guy is a predator. Plain and simple. And this all took place on Skype. They never met in person, nor do I think they even had plans of meeting in person. But the fact that he would ask for pictures like that from a 14-year-old girl, like, there is no coming back from that. I can't imagine how one can maintain at least a somewhat decent reputation after something like that comes out. And you might be saying, well, she doesn't have any proof. How do we know that he did this? Because he admitted to all of this in a twit longer. He confirms both Jizu's and Katie's stories, and even brings up another girl who hasn't come out, by the name of Lauren, who he also sexted around the same time he was sexting Katie. Lauren was also underage, like Katie, and Zero claims that he was ignorant to their ages at the time, but that's no excuse, dude. Like, it's simple common sense. Before you jump straight into the sexting and sending porn and asking for dirty pics, you ask the most important question, how fucking old are you? But that seems to not be common sense among a lot of these YouTubers and just prominent figures in general who get caught doing this shit. I don't think it would have really made a difference regardless if he did know their ages, because Jizu was 15 years old, he knew full well, and still thought it was a good idea to show her hentai, sex worker ads, and just be inappropriate with her in general while seeing her in person. And he basically throws a pity party for himself in his twit longer. I'm a horrible person, guys. Please don't defend me. I don't deserve any defenders. You know, him saying that, him acknowledging that he's a bad person, but still at the same time feels sorry for me because I know I'm a bad person. I don't deserve your sympathies, but still give me your sympathies anyway because I'm low-key trying to get your sympathies. That's basically what this is. It's mind games every single time a popular figure does this. They get caught doing something horrible, and then they throw a pity party for themselves. That's basically what Zero is doing, and I hope your extended hiatus is permanent, because trust me, I don't think many people want you back after this shit, and you basically destroyed your reputation and trust within the community. It's a community I really don't give a shit about, but I'm sure plenty of people don't want you back within the community. Same with all these other fucking weirdos who were outed as predators. And can we also talk about this for a second? He asked Katie to masturbate with ice. With ice. Is that some sort of weird kink or fetish that I never heard of? Masturbating with ice. That's a new one to me. I would say don't kink shame, but this guy is a predator, so I really don't feel bad. Lay off the weird fetishes, dude, and more importantly, lay off the children. You claim that you're getting the help you need, which is good and all, but still at the same time, fuck you. The rabbit hole goes so far deep with this one that I'm not going to go through every single little detail here in this short little segment, as that would be impossible and would make this video absurdly long. So anyways, Shane Dawson is a YouTuber that I assume needs no introduction, as he's only been one of the most popular and beloved YouTubers for like the past 13 fucking years. But that all came to a screeching halt when he was cancelled back in June for old clips that have resurfaced. Now, I'm not going to describe every single old problematic clip that has resurfaced, because again, that would take way too fucking long, but I'll describe some of the worst and more disturbing ones for all of you to hear and possibly vomit to. There are some clips of him asking young girls that were fans of his to twerk on Omegle, a complete abuse of his power over these girls because they were so starstruck that they were talking to one of their favorite YouTubers on Omegle. There are clips of him making very, very inappropriate comments and jokes to young girls, like one where he said, "Shake your titties more," too. There was one clip where he was talking to his 12-year-old cousin, I believe, about sex, even going so far as to get his girlfriend at the time to simulate penetration with a peep. There's a clip of him pretending to jack off to a picture of Willow Smith when Willow Smith was underage, and so many other clips just showing his complete, just display of disgusting behavior, especially at the expense of kids. Like, What the fuck? I mean, edgy jokes are edgy jokes. Sure, you could say these were from the early 2010s. People had a twisted sense of humor back then. More things were permissible. More things were seen as okay, and people were less sensitive generally. You get that from a lot of these anti-SJW fucks. But when you bring kids into the equation, I say all bets are off, and these aren't just jokes, and instead a very disturbing pattern of behavior. You'd have somewhat of a point if these were like one or two isolated incidents. I mean, they would still be disgusting as fuck and not funny at all, but I can say, okay, maybe these were just jokes that went way too far and were in very poor taste, but no. This happened over the course of years, unchallenged. And I think that really says a lot about the internet in general. Like, these weren't like clips that Shane Dawson was hiding or anything. These were public on his channel for years until these clips finally bit him in the ass this past summer. Were people really this okay and so permissible when it came to how inappropriate Shane Dawson was with children for all of those years? I mean, I never watched Shane Dawson. I've only watched like a few videos of his in recent years and was only briefly a fan of his for like a week or two in 2010, and then I kind of forgot about him. But to the people who have been watching him religiously for so long, how were you able to just dismiss all of this and be like, this is okay. This is just edgy humor. This is completely fine and normal behavior. I would say there's something wrong with you too, or at the very least, you're very tolerant of people being very inappropriate with children. You're a part of the problem. You're one of the millions and millions and millions of people who helped catapult him to being one of the most famous YouTubers of all time, despite him saying disgusting shit publicly, like, oh yeah, I looked up child porn a couple of times for fun. I don't care if that's just edgy humor. He didn't really seem very humorous when he was saying it, but still, I don't give a shit if that was just jokes. There's certain shit you just don't say because it's just common knowledge and would make people think you're a complete fucking creep. Especially when it comes to very, very sensitive topics like child exploitation, pedophilia, child molestation even. Shane Dawson has made light of so many things like this, and again, it's not just jokes. It is a very disturbing pattern of behavior that was permitted for so long by so many people. It's not like he was just some obscure YouTuber when he was saying all of this shit. He had an audience of millions of people who were just completely okay with the shit he was saying and doing. And as much as I would love to lambaste Shane Dawson, I also have to lambaste his audience for just permitting this for so fucking long and being like, this is okay. I mean, this is kind of weird, but still, it's funny. It's just jokes, whatever. I'll just let it slide. And this has gone on for far too fucking long. It's not like Zero and Cosmodore where them being creeps came as a complete surprise because it was all behind closed doors. This was all public and people just let it slide for more than a decade. There's even clips of him pretending to suck off a dog and having a little girl eat a sausage provocatively after him saying, you know, I have a lot of child predators watching me, so could you eat this sausage this way? Like, where's the humor in that? How the fuck do people find this funny? And how the fuck do people just let shit like this slide for so goddamn long? I'm sorry for hanging up on this point for so long, but really, that's why I just find this whole situation to be detestable, not just for Shane Dawson's very disgusting pattern of behavior, but for the people who let this shit slide and think it's okay for 10 plus years. I really don't get it, but finally Shane Dawson is getting his comeuppance, and I hope he never makes a rebound after this, because most of the internet hates him now and sees him for who he really is, and I hope he does not get a second chance whatsoever, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does, because he has such a huge audience made up of so many impressionable people who will just eat up anything he says and does. This one. Oh boy, this one. This is a segment that I really dreaded because when I first learned about this story, I was just so disgusted, disturbed, and just enraged that this shit was able to fester on YouTube for as long as it did. Anyways, Stas Reeflay was a Russian YouTuber that I'm sure none of you heard of. I never heard of him before this story went big just earlier this month. Basically, what he did was he would live stream himself on YouTube, horrifically beating his girlfriend, Valentina. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce her last name for the life of me, but he would horrifically beat her, do things like spray her with pepper spray multiple times. Even as she was screaming and crying and begging him to stop, he would break plates over her head. And it wasn't just Stas Reeflay doing this too. He would also in multiple streams get friends to join in on this and beat her with plates or just beat her with their fists or do other horrible things to her, like spray her with pepper spray, and just, again, just horribly abuse this girl. There are multiple people in on this, and the most disturbing part of this is that there was an audience for this. There were people on YouTube watching this shit, donating to him, even giving him suggestions on how to up the abuse and make it more spicy for them. And it was basically just an abuse ring on YouTube that was allowed for who knows how fucking long. And YouTube just decided to allow this to stay on their website until one day Stas decided it was a good idea to pour cold water over her and then make her go outside without a jacket in just her underwear until she eventually died of hypothermia. And also, get this, she was pregnant with his baby. This all happened on a live stream too. He brought in her lifeless body, tried to revive her. He was crying on stream. He was even saying, "Guys, I think she's dead." And, you know, I'm sure it made for great entertainment for the sick fucks who derive pleasure from watching these streams. And then he called for an ambulance, and then authorities caught wind of what he was doing on YouTube. And then eventually he was arrested for all the horrible shit he was doing, and most importantly, for her death pretty much, because he was responsible for that. It wasn't until authorities got involved that YouTube took appropriate action and took this fucker's channel down. And that's all it really took. I mean, this shit was able to, again, fester on YouTube until authorities got involved. That's when it's a problem. That's when YouTube decides to take this shit down. Not when, you know, all this abuse was even going on. It didn't take until her death for this shit to finally be taken the fuck down. And that just honestly disgusts me to no end. Look, I get it, okay? Millions and millions and millions of videos are uploaded per day on YouTube. It is very hard to moderate everything. But you would think that, you know, someone would find these very disturbing live streams where this girl is pepper sprayed and beaten and having plates smashed over her head. You know, you'd think someone would try to report this shit to YouTube, but no. It seemed like nearly everyone who watched these fucking live streams took pleasure out of watching these and even donated to him. And they would basically say, do this to her, do that to her, here's some money to ensure that you do this horrible, horrible thing to her. It's fucking sickening, fucking disgusting that this shit was able to be on YouTube for as long as it was, and I don't know how long this shit lasted. It was probably a while. I mean, this guy was able to attain a fan base from this shit, and apparently had tens of thousands of subscribers. So obviously, it took him a little bit of time to build all this shit and to, you know, amass an audience from this shit. So obviously, he was already a pretty, I guess you could say, established YouTuber. If you could even call him a fucking YouTuber. Just a piece of shit abuser and murderer who I hope is behind bars for a long time. And really, I don't have much to say about the story itself. I mean, what else can you really say aside from, this is horrible. I feel so fucking bad for the girl. I mean, I don't know how, she was on the younger side. I believe she was in her 20s, so, you know, she lived a relatively short life, filled with abuse, all for the entertainment of some sick fucks online. And, you know, I just hope she's in a better place now, you know? And also, the baby had to die at the hands of this fucking douchebag, sending her outside in Russian weather, you know, how fucking cold that shit can be. I mean, it just enrages me fucking thinking about this shit. Absolutely fucking enrages me. It really brings me to a loss of words. And who knows how many other people are out there on YouTube doing exactly this, right under our noses, right under YouTube's noses. You know, making money off of horrifically abusing their significant others. It's very disturbing to think about. I mean, I already know there's an animal abuse ring on YouTube. That's been exposed to hell and back, and YouTube has yet to do anything about it. You know, there's a lot of horrible shit that just blips past YouTube's radar. Remember Pollution Entertainment? They didn't terminate him until just a few months ago, I believe. Nearly 2 full years since that whole shit went viral, and YouTube did nothing. And just until recently, like, what the fuck? This was just one channel. One channel that was caught doing this shit, or at the very least, gained enough attention and scrutiny to the point where YouTube kind of had no choice but to remove the channel. Again, who knows how many other people are making bank currently doing this shit on YouTube, and YouTube is doing absolutely fucking nothing. It's really just sickening to think about and really disgusts me, and again, I really don't have much to say about this. Just fuck this douchebag. He can rot in hell. And congratulations, Stas Reeflay. You are the worst YouTuber of 2020. And so that was my list. My list of worst YouTubers of 2020. There's the clarification in case the topic of this list wasn't clear enough to you. So yeah, it was very, very difficult talking about a lot of this since a lot of the people here were child predators, or in Stas Reeflay's case, abusers and murderers. Just, a very dark list this year, but then again, I like just counting down YouTubers who've done horrific things instead of just saying, oh, this YouTuber's content is bad, this YouTuber is cringy, and other just trivial shit like that. Because, I'd rather just focus on one's horrible actions instead of just, oh, they make bad content. Because, yeah, that's totally very interesting to talk about. But anyways, I'm going to keep the tradition and have an honorable mention, or in this case, a dishonorable mention if you want to be technical, and I'll also keep to tradition by providing a drum roll to build up to our dishonorable mention this year, or my dishonorable mention. I mean, come on, I'm a one-man show, who the fuck am I kidding? Anyways, why don't I have a drum roll to build up to the unveil of the worst YouTuber of the year? Because fuck you, shut up, that's why. Anyways, sorry Charlie, I'm sure I'm gonna wake you up and bother you because I'm too lazy to get a drumroll sound effect, so I just do it myself. Anyways, let's finally get to the dishonorable mention, shall we? And the dishonorable mention of 2020 is Mr. Girl. Very, very weird username, I know. But this guy, a few months ago, uploaded a positive review of Netflix's highly controversial movie, Cuties. Not only that, but he admitted that the movie kind of sort of aroused him and did its job very, very well when it came to arousing adults. Because, the movie featured several scenes where little girls are in provocative outfits and doing provocative poses and dancing provocatively. And I really don't need that imagery in my head, so you get the picture. I don't need to describe any further. But yeah, this guy liked that. This guy admitted that it kind of turned him on, and he was more than happy to share that with the world. I guess A for bravery, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, this guy is a fucking weirdo, and the only reason he didn't make the list is because he really had no influence before and after this video. He only has like 2,000 subscribers and probably had way less before this video went viral in the worst way possible. So he was really just a nobody. And again, like, I feel the people in my main list did much worse things than this guy. All he did was just provide a positive review of a very, very disturbing and disgusting movie, but still nonetheless, he didn't do any real harm, I suppose. And that's it for the video. I'm sure the people sitting through the premiere right now are like, yes, it's finally over, for a multitude of different reasons. I mean, for one, I talked about a lot of disgusting fucks in this video, and two, I don't think many people could really bear sitting and listening to me for 45 plus minutes, but I don't know, people have surprised me before. But anyways, here's to 2021 being a year filled with YouTuber fuck-ups and YouTubers being exposed for being creeps or just horrible people in general because, well, one, the obvious, I need at least 10 of those instances for next year's list, and also because, the more YouTubers we are aware of for being horrible people, the better, because we don't need people like this having influence over anyone and having any sort of power whatsoever. With all that said, 2020 was an absolute trash heap, and I'm so happy that it's finally coming to an end, even though I don't really have much high hopes of 2021 being that much better, but hey, I mean, it's nice seeing this dreadful year come to an end anyways. So, yeah, with all that said, I'm glad that I'm finally concluding this video because these videos always drain me. I recorded this over the span of nearly a month. Jesus Christ. But anyways, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.